Well, that was me. Granddaughter Craig came up with a greenhouse for us. Or his dad didn't want. Oh, where'd I put that thing? Oh, there it is. And he's just gone out now, so he's come and brought the greenhouse out for us. But just before he come, I was having me letterbox. It keeps knocking because it's windy here at the moment. And every time when it's me hair being outside now, it's a right mess. Every time it's windy, the spring thing on me letterbox must have gone, and it keeps knocking on the door. And when I was live before, I heard it knocking a couple of times, and I thought it was the wind. And I was saying I'm going to have to put a cloth on that door because it's tapping away and that. And then I happened to look out the window and I saw Craig's car out. So I had to see it back because I got a visitor. He'd come up. So he brought this greenhouse. It was out of his dad's. Was clearing it out. He didn't want it anymore, so he asked me if I wanted it. So he's brought it up for me. But it's one of them plastic things, so I'm going to have to sort it out and probably fasten it to the fence because I used to have one years ago. One of them, like that's, I think it's metal, the metal frames, but they're quite light, the metal frames, and like plastic cover and all that. And I had one, and we had some really bad winds and that here, and got up one morning and the greenhouse was gone, and I had a dog at the time, and I had railway lines outside the trees and that. And when I went out for a walk with the dog, it was me greenhouse was on the railway lines. The wind had blown it out the garden, I'd lifted it up, and I even had paving things on top of it. So I think this one I'm going to have to fasten it to me. Perhaps fasten it to the fence somehow so it cannot move, like if we get, because we do get some bad winds, and with being such a large garden I've got, it's quite open, like really, so it's easy for things to blow out. But we've had a scenery in this rotten weather all day. It's quite dry now, and it's still quite warm. It's mild, but I kind of do nothing in the garden because it's all wet. And I had wanted to cut my grass because my grass needs cutting, and my hedge in the front garden wants cutting. Still, well, Craig's gone. I had to stop doing this. I was winding this silky thread because I've got to have 3 strands of it to crochet with me, with the lemon that I'm using for this runner. So I've had to wind to 2 cones and then wind. I've got 3 cones now, so I'm winding 3 strands onto one bit of cone to work with here, because I can't do any more of me the runner for me thing till I get them. And this is just using up my old machine knitting yarn that I haven't got anymore. But like I said earlier, I used to have a knitting machine, and there was a wool winder with a knitting machine when I sold it, but it went with the knitting machine, where I wish I'd kept it now, like would have come in handy. It was quite a long job with this. It doesn't look like there's much on the thingy, but it goes a long way when I'm working. So I'll probably be sitting down watching some telly shortly, like, because I had to make Craig a cup of tea and that while he was here, and he likes his cup of tea when he comes to do anything. And I'm trying to wind it so it goes up and down the cone here. There's not much on the telly to watch these days anyway. I don't know what's on today. I didn't get a television paper for this week, so I don't know what's on. Trying to have a look on my phone, and find out. Because I'm not a one for soaps. I don't bother with watching the soaps, and them they don't interest me, the soaps. I think that the only time I used to watch them was when I was single and I was living at home with my mother. The last time I watched a soap was at Coronation Street. Ina Sharples was in it. I like to watch a good old science fiction or that sort of thing, you know, like horrors and them sort of thing. My friends think it's funny because they all watch all the soaps and they all talk about the, you know, what's going on in the soaps, and the, when we do the quiz, when I go to this pub and we do the quiz, sometimes we'll get the first round's usually a picture round. And there's usually pictures of sometimes film stars, but most of the time it's the people that's on the soaps and that. Well, you know, because I don't watch them. But the other ones are all saying, "Oh, that's so and so out of this show, and so and so. What are the what's the actor's name?" I don't know. I haven't got any clue. I don't watch them. We'll be back onto that on Monday when I do me go on back onto work quiz at my local pub. I'll have to sort of the best time for going out live for. I was doing it Mondays and Thursdays, but when I start doing me quiz and that again, I'm going to be out Monday, so I'll not be able to do it then. And I'll be out Tuesday, and I'll be out Wednesday, so it's probably between Thursday and I'll have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday spare. Yeah, it's coming down. Well, it's starting to get a little bit darkish now and that and all. I think where nights are starting to cut in, I think. Gonna have to look around the shops and all to see if I can find any nice, fine 4-ply yarn instead of all the double knitting I knit with jumpers and that, because the double knitting ones are a bit too warm, like in the summer. I'll use up what I've got for the double knitting for the winter ones, but I want some nice 4-ply for. You kind of seem to find it in not where I live anyway. There's not many shops that sell wool and that round where I live. Probably most of it's online. I may get it cheaper if I look online. So I'll have a job tomorrow trying to sort the greenhouse out and seeing where I can put it. Because I've got some plants and things in, I've got them in my outhouse in a propagator, and they just don't seem to be growing very well. I had one or two flowers, marigolds and things, and they weren't doing too well. But as soon as I put them outside in the pots, they're shot away. So I don't know what's wrong in my outhouse. It's too cold in there, I think. When my husband was alive, he used to have even in the summer, he used to have a little electric heater in there when he was working in the outhouse. So it is quite cold in there, like. keeps falling over, that oven. I've got that one there's empty. Yeah, I think I'll probably go off. I think everybody's probably watching things on the telly now. Like, it was 7:30 when I came on originally, but a lot of people like to sit down and watch their television and that, don't they? I'll give it a few more minutes, see if anybody comes on. I've got one person watching. At least I got a couple more subscribers today. I don't know who they are. Like, I went from up 102 to 104 today. I don't think I'll ever, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours to be able to monetize. Don't think I'll ever get them in my lifetime. Like, it took me, I think it's over a year to get the number I've got now. You have to have something really special, something that really gets noticed for to get those subscribers. I think that there's a lady in America that does it, Laurie's Crochet Corner, and sometime when she was talking, I was on hers one time and talking, she was monetized in about 6 months, so don't know how she did that, like. That was just going live, she said, and then she got hacked or something. Her account got hacked, she said, and then she started on started another one up, and she said she got that one monetized in 6 months as well. So some people have got it and some haven't. And my granddaughter's been trying to get her subscribers up, but she sort of stuck at about just over 500, like, and she can't seem to get past that. I'm not doing it to get monetized. I'm not bothered whether it's just something to do, really. I like to look on, especially if you don't know how to do something, and you can look on YouTube, and 9 out of 10 times you can find. Like, I bought the first time, I've had a few Dyson vacuums, but the very first one I used to have like the Hoover or Electrolux and all that before that, where if you needed to change the brush or the belt or anything on it, that just came off in one, very easy to take them off. But this Dyson one we had, it was a gear thing, and you had to have, I think there was two bands on it, and to get it off, and we tried, me and my husband tried all ways, and we couldn't work out how to get it off, and I actually went on YouTube and had a look, and I found out from there. So it's a good job, things like that, and show you how to do some things. And even for anything that you're knitting and crocheting there, it's good for learning anything, that you don't know, or anything, any craft really, like. Oh, there, I'm at the end of that one. I went too far. That's it, I'll cut it off from there. Yeah, that's ready to fasten onto the other bit. That's me, bit what I've got left. And on there. Put that down there. Fasten this to the other bit. Where is it? There. Just knot it and weave any bits in afterwards. I've lost those stitches off there. Well, I'm getting a right tangle with this. I have to get the tangle out down there or it'll be going in knots when I'm trying to crochet with it. That's it. There, I can carry on now with me sideboard runner. Oh, it's getting a little bit dark here. I'm going to have to put my light on. It's 10 to 9. It's getting dark already. That's what I like about the summer, the light nights, but once we're past the 21st of June, isn't it? That's the longest day. It starts to get darker. I had to put these double bits in here. Yeah, I was just talking to my granddaughter's partner when he was here before. We're on about this cat that keeps coming in me garden, and I don't know who it belongs to, but it seems to like to come into our garden, and it was just reminding me about when I was a kid. We used to have my mother used to have two cats. We had a black and white one called Queenie, the female one called Queenie, and I had a like a ginger. I can't remember what its name was, but I had this ginger cat, and one day, I used to play with it. I must have been about 8 or 9, I think, and used to play with this cat, and it was my cat, and it always came to me. And it came in one day, and it disappeared, and it never came back, and we didn't know where it was, and it's probably we never ever saw it again. Like I don't know what happened, but it was a tomcat, and every cat that I ever used to see when I was out playing, I used to bring my mother was telling me this, like she saying, used to bring every cat in the house, hoping it was yours and playing with it. She says, when you had when we had our own cat, she says, you used to put it in a doll's pram and wrap it up and wrap in the blanket and that. And she says, you even used to put the baby's reins on it so it couldn't get out the pram. And we're talking about it, me sister and that were talking about it one time, and she said it probably escaped and didn't want to come back because it didn't want to be trapped with you again. But the thing of funny things you do when you're kids, you know. Yeah, and I can remember the kids when we were when we were young and that, we were outside playing all the time. We're never in the house. Kids these days, it's all they think about is iPads and games that they play on the even not just iPads, PlayStations, and they don't think about things that we used to do. You know, they don't know how to do things we used to do. Even the playing the games in the house. All the games we had, snakes and ladders and Ludo and all the rest of the games and jigsaws and things like that. That's what we used to do to occupy our mind. We weren't interested in, well, I suppose if they were around, we would have been interested in them, but I think we had more imagination. We used to make up our own games and cowboys and Indians, and we used to always get the boys and tie them to the lamppost. Those girls that used to play. I think one of the girls even tried to set fire to one of the lads and put them on the fire. All the kind of games we used to play, like. And we used to have the street used to run. There used to be a road run along the top of. I lived at the very top of the street, and there was a road ran along the top, and then there was a street went up from there, and it was on a bank. And we used to have our roller skates, and we used to get a bit of wood, a bit of board, and put it on the roller skates and come down that bank all the way down. It's a good job there wasn't a lot of traffic nowadays, because I don't think a lot of us would have been alive to tell the tale. That's things like that we used to do to occupy ourselves, and we used to play games, like we used to call it Charlie, Charlie, can we cross your waterfall? We won't chase your ducks. And used to be people on either side of the road and somebody in the middle. And they used to say, only if you're wearing a certain colour. And I think they have different names for it in different places. But that's what we used to call it, Charlie, Charlie. And we used to play all those sort of games like that. And we used to be out until it was time to go to bed, But the kids nowadays have just got no idea. And in the summer, we used to be in the parks, and there used to be a park beside me, and they used to have like a river, a stream, like a stream type. It wasn't a deep river, like, where it was. Used to run all the way through from one part and a long way right through to another park, and we used to play there for hours, and used to take. Well, in our day, we used to get a couple of jam sandwiches to take with us for a picnic, and bottle of water. We used to go and enjoy ourselves in the park, and picking the daisies and making daisy chains and things like that. They just don't. Kids these days just don't do things like that anymore. Well, I think I'm going to go off and put my television on, because it's later than I intended being on with having a visitor. I came back on again, but I think everybody's gone off. There's one person watching. I don't know who it is, but I think I'm going to go off. So whoever you are that's watching, I'm going to say good night to you.